other than theirs were tracking the trucks. Hank's right. Foolish. A Humvee led the convoy, and another held position at the back, each containing the heat signatures of 4 occupants. The 3 tractor-trailers that occupied the space between the smaller vehicles showed no such signals, which meant someone was either remotely or autonomously controlling them, and thus ripe for the picking. Deacon's research had revealed a good haul of equipment would be inside. The military was shipping gear from one location to another in preparation for a frequent government move to close an older base and open a newer facility. Carr had suggested the purpose for the move was that the government simply liked to spend money, and Wrath saw no reason to disagree. In any case, it offered them an opportunity, and it was up to him to start the show. The artificial intelligence contained within his equipment projected an orange line in his goggles. It ended in a box indicating where he should drop the EMP. He curved onto that path, angling slightly downward to gain speed. When he reached the center of the box, he dropped the EMP and called, 15 seconds. Diana replied, Acknowledged. Rendezvous with Khan. He frowned at the command, having argued before the operation that he should be a part of any fight that might come. His entreaties hadn't convinced his life partner and leader to let him do so. With a sigh, he replied, Okay, and angled off to the side, where another member of their team waited in a backup vehicle as insurance in case something went wrong. Carr gripped the lip of the open window between the pickup truck's cab, where Hank sat behind the wheel, and the bed where she currently crouched as if her life depended on it. She frowned at the wind's continuing attack on her short hair, which caused it to whip around obnoxiously. The surrounding darkness made it possible to forget how fast they were going, until Hank gunned the engine and tried to throw her off. She squeezed harder with one hand, grabbed the EMP disc from her belt, and primed it with the other. She threw the object when the pickup was at the Humvee's 6 o'clock, and it flew forward and snapped magnetically onto the back. Then Hank pulled ahead, and she waved at the soldiers inside the vehicle as they passed. Her device was timed with Wrath's, connected wirelessly through their comm system to ensure that they would detonate simultaneously. They did. The trailing Humvee immediately fell back as the grenade killed all the electronics inside it. A window in her glasses displayed the take from the drone flying above the scene, where the lead Humvee suddenly pulled off the road, also clearly disabled. The convoy and her truck flashed by it, and she gave a satisfied nod at the confirmation that it hadn't crashed, only fallen away from the chase. Don't want to seriously hurt Army folks just doing their jobs if we can help it. Hercules, get me close. It's time to see what's inside our presents. Diana pressed the accelerator to the floor, surged past the third truck in line, and moved to do the same to the middle one, bound for the vehicle that was now leading the convoy. Got it, Deke? The infomancer replied, I have the wheel. She pressed the button to lower the window and climbed out, making her way up to the roof. She summoned a thin barrier of force magic to assist, blocking the wind so she could more easily and safely reach the top. When the charger pulled up alongside her target, she instinctively calculated the angles and blasted a burst of force magic against the car's roof, sending her flying in an arc toward the top of the 18-wheeler. She landed a third of the way forward from the rear doors and drew the line of incendiary cord that Khan had prepared for each of them from her belt. She quickly made a circle large enough to jump through, then set it off. It burned through the roof, and the metal disc fell in and hit with a clang. Diana leaped in after it, excited to see what goodies might lie within. When she passed through the vehicle's skin, her display came alive with heat signals, showing several figures waiting inside the truck. She growled. Bastards were smart enough to bring guards along. Engaging. Chapter 2. Diana's warning came as Kara was making her leap from the pickup's bed onto the top of the tractor-trailer. She landed cleanly, squinting into the wind. Her display indicated that the truck underneath her was at 81 miles per hour on the long, flat interstate. A cylindrical force barrier wrapped around her for protection as she laid out the incendiary cord on the trailer's roof. It went off, and she tossed in a pair of grenades, one flashbang and one stun. She stepped into